there was crack laced in these pages. Hey guys, what's up? It's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel, and it is finally time to do another monthly reading wrap up. I have not done one of these since September, and you know, I just have not been the best at posting this year. I've kind of explained a few times that this year just has been really mentally draining for me, and last month actually I was officially diagnosed with ADHD, and to finally have that diagnosis at my age, it just gives me a whole lot of new clarity to my life and kind of explains why I operate the way that I do. You know, I am very tired all the time and I'm very lazy except for the middle of the night. I get like this random burst of energy, but anyways, I will look for just any excuse in the world to not sit down and film, even though I like doing it when I finally do sit down. But to like get to that point, like I said, I will come up with any excuse in the world. Like, okay, my nails aren't done. Okay, can't go on camera. Like literally, I will look for the stupidest things. But I'm finally starting to feel better, and yeah, I'm ready to be more productive in my life, okay? At 31, yeah, we need to be doing that. But anyway, I read some fun things in April. I read a few series, so this won't be like a big long wrap up because a few of these are going to be bundled together, but I think I read 17 books for the month, so without further ado, here are those reads. All right, so first up for the month, I discovered the Hawks series by Ackridge. There are 6 books in the series. This is a companion novel series of NBA basketball players set in Atlanta. They are all cinnamon roll types of heroes, and so I read the first 4 books, and I really liked them. They were a nice cozy time. So the first 3 books all have a single mom type of story, but they're set in a different way. First book is just like a typical single mom one. I don't remember if there was anything special set up about it, but the second one was really fun because the female main character, she had been set up to foster one of her own students, and so it's kind of a different type of single mom situation. And so our hero in that one, he just once again, like the previous book, goes above and beyond to help her. And then in the third one, we have another single mom type of situation, but this time she is raising her dead sister's child, so it's her niece that she's raising as her own. And then the fourth one had no single parent, so that was kind of refreshing. But I really do like these books. Like, all of the female main characters, they're a group of teachers, so they're all friends, and then you've got these cinnamon roll basketball players. Like I said, it's nothing complex, but if you want like a good basketball story, because I know those are harder to find, this was a nice series. And I did start book 5, I just didn't finish it, but I will probably jump on and continue it. After the basketball series, I listened to the audiobook of Abby Jimenez's new release just for the summer, and I really liked this one. I have liked Abby's last 2 releases. I just don't think I liked this one as much. I rated her last 2 books 5 stars, and this was a 4.5, so really close, but I still really did enjoy this. This has kind of a fake dating situation, but it's a little bit different. So I liked the setup to this story. If you've ever seen the movie Good Luck Chuck with Jessica Alba in it, I think it came out in like 2007 or something, but it's very set up like that. Basically, our male main character, he has been cursed with his whole dating life that every time he dates a girl, the next person she dates ends up being her one true love, which is the same plot as Good Luck Chuck. And so he like just kind of posts this thing on Reddit talking about it because his best friend is dating a girl that he had previously dated, and he's just kind of like ranting and getting this off of his chest. And so our female main character, she ends up seeing the post, and she has also kind of had a similar situation where the people that she dates also end up with their future person later on. And so she's like, hey, why don't we meet each other? We can date and we can cancel each other's curses out, and then we can finally meet people for real. And so how she's able to do this is she is a traveling nurse and her contract is up, and so she decides with her best friend, hey, let's go to, I think they're in Michigan, and they go there, they spend the summer there, and yeah, they kind of have, like, they're dating, but they're not really dating. Like, they're dating to get this over with so they can, you know, meet the real one, but obviously they're gonna like each other. There is a little bit more going on in this because our male main character, he is the elder brother of, I think, 2 kids, and his mom in the story, you find out she's going to be going to prison for some time for, I can't even remember what she did, but so he is going to be eventually taking on the responsibility of his siblings once the summer is over. Our female main character, she is a little bit of a runner, hence why she's a traveling nurse. She's got some known demons with her mom. And so she makes it very clear to him that she just doesn't want to meet his family and everything, but I really liked it. The audiobook was very charming, and it was just a nice, good summer read. And the next series I read that had me in an absolute chokehold was The Age of Vampires by Caroline Peckham and Susanne Valenti. This is the Twisted Sisters that write Zodiac Academy, and you guys, there was crack laced in these pages. It felt just like I was reading Zodiac Academy. It does have a very similar format. So like Zodiac Academy, your two main characters are going to be twins, and then they each have their main love interest. So this is a dystopian type of world. It's set in America, but vampires have taken over, and they basically control the humans and how they live. They have blood banks and things like that. And so our two main characters are Montana and Callie. And Callie is a very tough girl. She really hates the world. She hates vampires with every fiber of her being because they are the reason that her mother is dead. And so she sneaks out a lot outside of like their boundaries that they're able to leave so she can get food and supplies for her sister and her father. And Montana is more of a sunshiny type of character. She reminded me a little bit of Darcy, so she's not so negative all the time. And basically how the story is set up is they are going to be separated and they are going to go on their own journeys, and Callie is going to find herself with, is it Montar or Montag? Something like that. He is a vampire hunter, and he's been asleep for 1,000 years, and he gets reawakened to like finish his mission of ridding the vampires. I will say also the lore in this series is really easy to follow because it reminded me a lot of the Vampire Diaries. You have this original family. There's 4 royal vampires. Montana is going to end up in the hands of these 4 royal vampires, and they were cursed 1,000 years ago by a god, and another god, to fix this mistake, she created hunters. So very similar to the Vampire Diaries in that aspect. So there's going to be hunters versus vampires, and the romance is really, really good. So like I said, Montana is my favorite of the twins, and Prince Eric is, yeah, their relationship, it is my absolute favorite. So from what I understand, this is the first series the Twisted Sisters ever wrote, and it's currently being revamped. There are 7 books. I read the first 5. The 6th one, rewritten, came out last week, so I'll read that soon. And the 7th one is supposed to come out in a few weeks. But it's just got so much action, so much romance, and it's been so long since I have read a really good vampire story. So I just really, really like this one. And if you're looking for a good vampire story, like I said, crack was laced in these pages. All right, this next series binge, I will not really talk about it a lot because I talk about it in pretty much every fucking video on my channel, but we all know Taming 7 came out last month. But I posted a vlog, so you can go check that out if you want to hear all of my thoughts. But back in March, I got the crazy idea of making a tandem reading guide for the first 4 books. As we all know, books 1 and 2 are set at the same time as book 4. And I was thinking, you know, it would be really fun to do a tandem, like Throne of Glass, Zodiac Academy. And so I spent an entire Sunday. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of homework, but it was the best kind of homework you could do. And in April, I did a tandem vlog. I also vlogged that, so you can see that and how that went. And it was just so much fun. It felt like a TV show. It felt like a teen drama, being able to flip back and forth between the characters' POVs. It was just so fun. So obviously, I binged the first 4, and then I read Chloe's newest release, which is Taming 7. So I had a lot of thoughts in my vlog about it. I did enjoy the book. It just wasn't perfect for me like the first 4. For me, I have a lot of gripes with it being traditionally published now. You can tell it was traditionally published. I ended up doing a little bit of research, and I guess Chloe was told to take out 60,000 words from this book, and it shows, and I don't know. I'm worried for the future of this series. I really am, because apparently Chloe got a lot of hate from Taming 7. She's made statements that she doesn't even want to continue the series, and so it just really breaks my heart, because this series is absolutely amazing. And yeah, but yeah, so I read all 5 of these. It was a great time, and it's just so great being back in the Ballylagan world again. And then next I read God of Wrath. This is the 3rd book in the Legacy of God series by Rina. This was by far my favorite book in the series so far. I absolutely loved Jeremy and Cecily, I don't know how you say it, but Kim and Xander were actually my favorite couple in the Royal Elite series. I know that is such an unpopular opinion, but I don't know. I just really liked their romance. And so I've really been looking forward to Cecily's book. And I just really liked that. So we all know that Jeremy is like the head of the Russian mafia, or like getting ready to take over for his father. He played a really big part in the previous book because he is Annika's brother. And yeah, I really like Jeremy. Yeah, so basically, like I said, he is the head of the Russian mafia. This is a college romance, and Cecily is in college, and she is a virgin. She has a fantasy of being attacked and forced for her first time. She's always been in love with Landon, who is it Levi's kid? I get so mixed up with who the kids are. Anyway, she's always been in love with Landon for a really long time. And in this series, there are 2 groups that have been constantly kind of been battling each other and going to war. And so Landon enlists Cecily to spy on Jeremy and his operation. And that's kind of how Cecily gets on Jeremy's radar. And he's just really intrigued with her. And basically how they really get together is that, like I said, Cecily has this fantasy, and she finds out that Landon is part of this website organization where you can set up to have a rape fantasy happen. And Jeremy like discovers it, so he hacks the system or whatever and makes it so it'll be him that she meets. And yeah, it's just a really good story. I really liked it. It was a good fun time for a dark romance. All right, and then the last thing that I read for April was The Wallflower by J.L. Beck. This is part 1 in a bully romance duet. I was flying through this book like crazy. So we have Drew and we have Belle, and at the beginning of the story, Drew is bullying a kid in the library for like homework he paid him to do or something, and Belle catches him doing it, and she tells him to leave him alone. Drew is so impressed that somebody dared to challenge him and take him on, so he basically makes Belle his new little project. And he notices how she keeps to herself and everything, so he nicknames her the Wallflower. And it is just a very fun story. It reminded me a little bit of a San Mariano, where we have a male main character that is just going to hunt and stalk and chase our female main character no matter what. Like, she says no, he says nope, you're not telling me no, that's not going to happen. So like I said, this is part 1 in a duet. Cliffhanger was absolutely insane. I'm currently halfway through book 2, but yeah, it's just, you guys know I like my bully romances, and this was a fun one, so if you want one, go check it out. Alrighty, so that will do it for all of the books that I read in April. I know this was not the best explanation of a wrap-up, because you know I forgot a bunch of people's names, plots to books, but you know what? That's what happens when you binge read as much as I do. So anyway, I hope you find some good reads. And yeah, I am currently in the middle of working on another Toxic and Unhinged recommendation video, so hopefully I should have that up in the next few days. But yeah, so as always, don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!